Hello, and welcome to the Biomass Magazine podcast. I am your host, Anna Simet, and I'm here today with Casey Holsapple, president of Redtail Renewables. Casey, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, Casey, let's start today having you tell our listeners a little bit about Redtail Renewables and how you got into RNG project development.
Yeah, I was at Kinetrix Energy for the past 5 years, and it's been a really interesting and fun ride. When I started at Kinetrix in 2018, we were still trying to figure out what our development platform would look like and how big we wanted to make it. And we started with just one project, which was here in Indianapolis, Indiana, where I'm based, at the Southside landfill. So it was a landfill RNG project. And we started there, and within 3 years, we were able to put together a platform of projects, all landfill-based and all producing RNG that we sold to Kinder Morgan in 2021. And then I stayed with Kinder Morgan for about 20 months after they acquired us. And by the end of my time there, we were supplying about 10% of the D3 RIN market in the RFS, so approximately 60 million gallons. So going from 0 to 60 million gallons in less than 5 years, we grew incredibly fast, and it was an exciting team to be a part of. And prior to Kinetrix, I actually have a law degree, and so I've been in the energy industry for 16 years, and I worked at a firm here in Indianapolis doing power and natural gas work, and then I actually worked at Duke Energy for about 8 years doing traditional electric utility work as well.
Mm-hmm. Impressive resume of experience.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Casey, why start now? Why is this a good time to be putting capital into the RNG space?
Well, our thesis, and I think this is playing out in real time, is that the space needs billions of dollars of investment over the next decade to ensure that all of the available methane emissions are captured and put to their best and highest use. So we believe that turnkey partners such as Redtail and others can expedite project development for our feedstock partners, increase project returns, and help us produce more RNG for our customers. I think we've hit an inflection point where there's been a lot of consolidation recently, but the market remains very fragmented from a development perspective. And there is a great customer base out there in the hard to decarbonize sectors of the economy, whether that's in logistics or industrial heat, that need RNG to meet their climate change goals.
Mm-hmm. Casey, are there any particular, you said you're looking to partner with, feedstock suppliers. Are there any particular kinds of feedstocks or projects that you're looking at, or are you, considering a variety?
We are looking at a variety of different feedstocks. Our core experience is on the landfill side. Mm-hmm. So we've got a very strong investment thesis around landfills and being partners with landfills, whether that's municipal or with large private landfill owners. And then we will definitely consider doing ag projects as part of our portfolio. We have a very strong gas processing experience, and super strong downstream customer relationships. So if we can partner on ag projects or food waste projects, we would like to do that as well.
I was just going to say food waste. I hear that traditionally it's a difficult feedstock for RNG projects just because typically you need a lot of suppliers. And so therefore there aren't a ton of food waste projects out there. Do you agree with that?
There are certainly going to be fewer opportunities on the food waste side than the landfill side, but there are emissions that come from that food waste, and to the extent that that those projects would meet an investment threshold, we'll consider them. There's a lot of feedstock risk. I think that's the difference between a food waste project and maybe a traditional landfill project. Mm-hmm. But if you can find large industrial food processors and create a value proposition to them where it's better for them to basically send that food waste to a processor versus the landfill or versus other options. Even some of them land apply those food waste. So some of them land apply their food waste. And so to the extent that we can, put that to a higher or better use, that through a digester type system, we would like to do that.
Okay. So, Casey, tell me about the competitive advantage that Redtail brings to the table.
Yeah, we have a lot of experience, and so I've personally developed 4 RNG projects from a field to a functioning RNG facility. And then after we were acquired by Kinder Morgan, we actually acquired additional projects. So by the end of my time there, we were operating more than a dozen either RNG projects or landfill gas to power projects. And I've done everything from design and construction, handled all offtake, monetization of environmental attributes or RINs. So we have the capability, which increases our value proposition to feedstock partners and downstream customers. And we're able to tell our customers that we've been there and done that, which I think is really unique right now. So there's a long road ahead. We fully plan to be in this space for the next 20 years. And we think we're still in the second or third inning of a 9-inning game.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to add, Casey, before we wrap things up?
No, we're really super positive on the long-term outlook for renewable natural gas. I will say, as someone who's become an expert on the renewable fuel standard, it did its job and it seeded the marketplace, which helped us prove out the commercial value of RNG. So demand remains strong across all sectors, and we're seeing a lot of interest from utilities and industrial customers, which increases our options on the financing side to have someone there that's a long-term partner for us. And then we're also beginning to see some green shoots from hydrogen production, sustainable aviation fuel, and even methanol production.
So many opportunities, it seems.
Yes, there is. The demand is big and it's growing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I sure hope you keep in touch with us, as you continue on this path. I want to thank you so much for joining us today and telling our listeners more about Redtail and sharing your perspective on the RNG market.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope we can continue to work on projects and build this industry. It's growing at a rapid rate, and I think we still have lots of runway left.
Absolutely. And to our listeners, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Reach out anytime if you're interested in a guest spot. We'd love to have you. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.